We have a closer connection here, our church community. I mean, I feel like I know people on a deeper level in the church community as opposed to local community. I've got some local people I could say that about as well, but the church community is I want that for my kids. They grew up in this church and they are not attending right now at church, and it's just something I want for them. It's that important.
What is community to me? Community to me is coming into a place to worship every Sunday, and it's the same people that are there with you throughout your life, throughout your marriage, your high school years, your college, divorce, death, birth. That's what community is to me.
For church community, to me, it means the people that I see on a Sunday and become like a second family to you.
For me, community, especially like the faith community in our church, has always just been a group of people that I know I can rely on when I have a problem, or when I'm in a situation that I'm unsure of what I should be doing, that I know I can go talk to someone about it and they can help me out with it.
For me, community is people that are always there for you, that are there in the good times and bad, and that are always just there whenever you need them.
It's great to celebrate with your church family. I think of a church family as definitely a community. And then also in times of illness or death, they are very supportive. I don't see how anybody can survive without a church family, especially in times of illness or passing of anyone close to your family, or members of your family. And especially if your family is away from town. It's wonderful.
Your faith community becomes part of your home, and things you go through in life, you go through joys, you go through pains, struggles, and when you know there's a group there to support you, or maybe who can offer suggestions on how they got through something maybe similar to what you're going through, that just is invaluable, and it's a real blessing to have that, I think.
I was the fourth of 5 drumright kids to be married here, which is where my parents were married. And we had one uncle participate in that wedding that participated in the other 4, or other 3. So it's home for me, and my wife was gracious enough to say, yeah, it fits for me too.
Well, for me, it's the meeting of the hearts. That there was a lot of people that took me in. I'm a stranger, actually, from Indianapolis. And when I first came, I saw them hanging out the window of the Sunday school room looking to see who Frank was bringing to the church, because they were looking out for him.
Actually, I never thought I'd bring anybody.
But yeah, I don't know, this place touches my heart.
What this community means to me, we came here, it's been over 30 years ago when our children were young, and I was very shy and withdrawn, and I have been able to come here and blossom and go out in the community and be a help to other people. I reach out to people that I don't know. I reach out to people on airplanes. I reach out to people in hospitals. People just seem to gravitate to me, and all of that has come about through Central Christian Church being in my life and helping me to grow.
It's very important to me to have a faith community, because there's been times in my life when I didn't. For example, when I went off to college and got an internship, actually the first time I moved to Indiana, I had a 6-month internship and found myself kind of lonely, and it didn't take me long to look up a Disciples Church in Greenfield and had instant family. I was able to go there and play piano when I wanted to, and it helped with the homesickness. Faith community is the closest, sometimes closer than your own actual blood family. A lot of times your blood family is far away in a different part of the country, but your faith community is right in your town, and you can be with them every week or multiple times through the week, and they're right there. And it's a huge community, so if one person can't help you, then there's always somebody else that can.
To me, community is this, what we're doing. It's a place where you have friends, and you gather together with your friends who are there to help you if you need help. Most of us know that if we have a problem and we need somebody to help us with whatever, take us to the doctor, whatever, that we can call people around this table and other places that are here on Sunday morning, and they'll be ready to do that. We've all done that with friends and church members, and they'll be here for us. And that's pretty much what community is about. There are outside communities beside our church, which our friends will do the same thing for us. But community is very important to your welfare, to your mental health, for all that.
When I was first married, I was 18, and I was an Army wife. And one of the first things my husband and I did was find a church to go to, because everybody said, find a church and there you will find friends and community. I wasn't too thrilled with the military community, so finding a church community was important. And I felt that is the truth all my life, that your church community cares about you and you care about them and you learn from them and they learn from you, and it's just a good place to be.
We went to church as long as I can remember, but it wasn't until I started going to church camp when I was in 6th grade. And that is when I got it. That is when I realized how important my Christian faith was. And I went to church camp with people of all colors and from inner city. And so it was like, none of that stuff mattered. We were all one great big family. And of course that was back in the day when you had to actually write letters. You couldn't just, text anybody. So it was hard to communicate. It really took an effort to keep in touch with those friends. And I kept those friends for years and years and years.
Growing up in a community like we have here at church is really special because, like, even at school, I get to see people that go to our church, and I talk to them and I'm so much closer with them, and I have like such a special bond with them because we've been through so much together.
Okay, so my biggest mentor in the Christian church would be Jim Powell. He was the interim minister before Brad, and he was the one that baptized me. And I went through my baptism class with Catherine Patterson and Allison, and the three of us went through that class with Jim Powell, and it was such an amazing experience because he's such an interesting person, and he just has a different take on everything. And I feel like being especially in that baptism class with him and with my friends, just really helped me to bud into the Christian church.
So this past summer, I just went on my first mission trip with this youth group. It was crazy. The work was hard. That was not the best part, but by far the best part was like bonding with everybody. Like after worship, every night we would like get together and we would talk about what we had just listened to, and like you just like, it's an amazing feeling. And even like once you leave the camp and everything, like you still keep that feeling with you, and it's just like you just feel as light as a feather because you're so happy.
Community is hard because people have different opinions. We don't always agree with one another. But I also think that being a part of community is a choice. If you are actively participating in your community, then you're able to understand that your opinion is going to be different from someone else's opinion, but we're going to talk it out and we're going to work it out like a family should, and a community should.
I guess a community is hard because people have a hard time opening themselves up to different things sometimes, and so it takes them like a minute to understand why things are different, I guess.
The chance to make music with these guys. You know, every day come in and make some music, friendship, and just having fun and learning about God, singing about God. Cool.
I like making music too, whether it's at the piano or accompanying or listening to the choir, playing for hymns, and I consider this church my church family, so without it I'd miss them.
The organist makes me come, but I do so gladly. No, seriously. Let us make a joyful noise unto the Lord and sing his praise unto all the lands.
Gathering together with friends and family and neighbors and community of Christian, Central Christian Church is what we're doing right now, peeling apples. That's our other missions. One mission. I lost them. But anyway, it's missions extraordinaire at Central Christian Church. Not just to be able to say, oh, we're doing this or we're doing that, but we're doing something to accomplish a mission. Trips, mission trips, and friendship, and love among all.
I think community means groups of people who, they share common interests, common values, and as a disciple here, we believe in what this church is about, what it means to serve and to spread the good news, and to be willing to learn and empathize with others. Central is just a great group of people, and I've just really enjoyed raising my kids here and being a part of it.
One thing that I think is very important about being a disciple, and this church in particular, is that I think that the diversity and the differences of opinion of all of us, learning how we can still come together and love one another and accept one another is so important to me.
I am a member of Central Christian Church Disciples of Christ because about 40 years ago I was another denomination, and I was looking around for the most inclusive denomination of Christianity that I could find, and this was where I landed. And it's been 40 years. I've never regretted it for a moment. I've loved all my time here. I love my family, my friends, and all of the joy that I have when I'm here celebrating.
Your faith community becomes part of your home. And, things you go through in life, you go through joys, you go through pains, struggles, and when you know there's a group there to support you, or maybe who can offer, suggestions on how they got through something maybe similar to what you're going through, that just is invaluable. And it's a real blessing to have that, I think.
It's family to me, and not just my blood family. It's where I feel safe and accepted, and where we raised our children because it was a safe place that I knew that they were loved for who they are, and who they grew up to be.
For my church, it's an extension of our family. We were without a church for 2 years, and we were very lost. We didn't have that sermon or that message on Sundays to get us through the week, the strength that we needed to handle any problem or challenges that we had. And we were lost. But because we have Central Christian Church here, they're an extension of our family, and we could not raise our girls without them. We don't have our intimate family close to us. So it's them that we have to raise them and to help us get through the pains that we have through just daily life, the happy ones and the struggles.
But it nourishes my soul. If it didn't, I wouldn't be here.